All right, everybody, welcome to another day of Olympic coverage. We got USA against Denmark later today in men's hockey, but we got things started on this Saturday with some women's curling between Great Britain and Canada. Great Britain 0-2, Canada 1-1 following a shocking loss to the United States yesterday. Their first loss ever against the USA, lost that one 9-8. Looking to bounce back here and get to 2-1 in group play. They defeated Denmark in the first draw. Great Britain looking for their first win of the tournament, having lost to China and South Korea. And we will see what happens here today in this match against a very good Canadian team. Appreciate all you guys tuning in for this one. My name is Jared Garrett9. If you've never been to one of these streams before, how it works is like this. Fire in the chat with any questions you might have. I'll be happy to answer about anything and everything. Any donation, get your question right away. Otherwise, I'll just go in the order that I see. I'm on that poll. Anything wins to win Canada or Great Britain. If you are a member, you can show your support for either one of these teams using the emojis in the chat. We got the emojis for the Canadians and for the Brits available at your disposal. And again, we'll be live later today for the USA game against Denmark in hockey. Two other matches taking place at the same time. Italy against China and Switzerland, Japan. We're going with this game. I do have, by request, we're going to try it. I do have a map on the left side of the screen. You probably noticed the curling map there of the house. We're going to show you where every stone is at the time that it is dropped. So, you know exactly what I'm talking about in terms of where the placement is. How's it going, Detroit? Early morning to you. How's it going, John? Yeah, quite the upset by Wisconsin. They're doing very well right now. Back-to-back big wins. Way to fall asleep? Yep, it is that time of the day. It's still awake. Nice. Yep. And we'll have a video dropping after this is done. Follow goes corner plan. And then we'll be live for USA Denmark later. So let's go, Colin. How's it going, Billy? Appreciate you being here for this one. Yeah, I'm not sure how many people are calling the action right now. Let's see. All good, man. Let's see. Is anyone else live for this? Be doing Fog with the Fire. Appreciate you, man. I am the only one live for this one right now. Fantastic. Be doing Fog with the Fire. Appreciate you. A ton of corner ledger, Southport, Sergio Dip. A lot of Bridges really having the time of her life. You are not kidding on that one. You are not kidding there. I appreciate you. I like the proposal. Yeah, I don't think All-Star Game needs fixing, though. I think the All-Star Game is more than fine. Now the Sharpest Kex in the desert. All right, Great Britain starting things off. Canada with the hammer. Great Britain in the reds. Canada in the yellow. 59% right with the Canadians to bounce back from that loss to the United States. And Great Britain going to get things started off. The shot inside the 4. Just trying to get this to work. A pair of goals on the game. She's doing well. Wilkes, her first throw for the Canadians. Yeah, they everyone jazzed up when we do it. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. So just trying to get a guard out on the left side. And we'll get a guard out in front on the left side. That's okay. I'll be on there first. USA Carlin, right now, so far, so good. Yeah, the men not doing great, but the women, I mean, that win against Canada was crazy. Especially that 10th. That was really good. And Canada's the hammer to start. Going down the right side here, going right to left. Wait, it's good even when it's not ultra competitive. It's hard to go half speed in baseball. It's really hard without a clock to go half speed. That's going to go right on the center line, crawling right to left, just a guard out in front. Oh, wait. What the heck? Okay, wait. Is this not going to work? Hang on. There we go. NBC was the old man and John NBC theme. Yep, it's a great theme. And the wing in South Korea on stream was nuts too, yeah. That was really, really fun. Coming match, usually about 2.5 hours. Canada this time going on the left side, or right to left. Like last time we went right to left. A lot of power on this one, just trying to knock the Brimstone out of the house. And not the most accurate hit, but it will get out of the house. Can Canada keep theirs in the house? They will be able to for the moment. Oops, I don't know. Okay, wait, hang on. There we go. We keep it for the moment right on the 12 on the bottom right. You wonder if NBC could be playing next rights? Maybe. Yeah, South Korea will wear wall shit. That was an insane one. That was insane. Yeah, usually about 2.5 hours. So Brimstone moves to the back of the house. Brand now going on the right side. Again, they have a guard down in front. Trying to knock Canada's stone out of the house and does. Now, can Britain keep their stone in? They can. Right on the back line. On the center. So they're on the 12. Canada's stone out of the house. You won't accept the donation when that's used to try really in the chat. That is odd. That is odd. But she's having the time of her life. I appreciate you with time BW fuck on that one. Right, originally USA carries most of the games NBC or the All-Star game. Select games to like a file. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Miss you going right down the middle on this one. There's a Britain guard out in front. Now it's curling toward the left. Literally was taking a straight line. Going to the left. Try to squeeze in between the two guards out in front and will thread the needle. It's going to get right to the T line, or close to it at least. Lost steam a bit at the end, but right in between the 8 and the 12. Canada gets one in the house. You're still at 3M. Yes, we are. Yeah, about the same as Saturday MLB game. Yep. Mixed doubles is quick. Mixed doubles like 90 minutes time. Mixed doubles is awesome. Like that. They'll go hard down the left side, trying to split the needle, thread the needle, and get it to hit the Canadian guard, or the Canadian one in the house. And that is going to be an inaccurate shot. It hits the Canadian guard up top. But a wasted shot there, trying to knock it out on the left side. Wasted shot there for the Brits. Inaccurate. And Canada will still have one of their stones in the house. Shire will move to the NBA due to court storm issues. I do not. I do not think he will. Albert TV Amazon teaming up with Fox. I could see that too. Yeah, obviously with the stream wars, a lot's going to change. Yes, Grandma's are doing well. I think part of it's the videos for the Super Bowl, but part of it's the Olympics as well. Why went to the 10th inning over Gonzaga? All right. Kind of down the right side here. There's no real resistance right now. You can easily knock the Britain stone out of the house if you want. And they'll be able to do just that. Canada's got 2 as things stand. Perfect shot there. Wait, wrong thing. There we go. Wrong thing. There it is. Yeah, that inaccurate shot by Britain. Costly. Now Canada's got 2 in the house, and they're not next to each other. Yeah, great song. See, Hollins is really good. Dodds. So we're halfway through the first end. We're in some trouble right now. They got the guard down front, but 2 in the house for Canada. Going down the left side here. Little curl from left to right. A lot of power on this one. It's going to nudge off one of the stones. It's going to go off the second. It will, but it is going to stay in the house. And the Canadian one actually will stay in the house too. We'll back up a little bit. But both Canadian stones remain in the house. So not the most accurate shot there by the Brits. Could be a disastrous end for them as things stand. Canada has the hammer. They can knock out the one by the back for Britain without hitting their current one on the back. This will be a big end for the Canadians. They play their cards right. They're going right to left. Get around that Britain guard down in front. It will get by. Can it hit the guard? Can it hit the stone in the back? On an angle, it can, and then through the legs of Holman. Yep. Just as it drew it up. Canada 3 in the house right now. Curling favorite Winter Olympic sport? I do like it. Hockey's fun, though. I mean, hockey's great. I do love watching curling, though. So now Canada's got 3 in the house. Britain's got none. And Canada's got the hammer. Britain's got to be very careful here. Those 2 misses by Britain trying to knock out the Canadian stones. If you whiff on 1 shot against a team like Canada, it's hard to win, let alone 2 back-to-back. Britain will get to the back line, knock 1 stone out, but can't get the double knockout. Cannot get the double knockout on that. So one of the Canadian stones will stay in the house. Just nudging the edge. Okay, wait. Okay, it's this one. I'm trying to work the map here. I feel like this can work. That's going to be tough to knock Britain's stone out and keep yours in the house. It's going to be tough on that one. To do that. The angle's not entirely there with that guard out in front. Canada has one that's very clearly in the house. On the left side. With no guard out in front and with the hammer. They're in a good spot to get to this end. A very good spot to get to this end because they have more stones in the house. They have the hammer and there's one that's completely away from the play. I got rough work. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks. Getting it around the Britain guard up top. Now we'll get to the back line. Does it have the angle to knock out the Britain stone? Not really. It does get closer, at least. Britain stone is still in the house. Their own stone goes out, but they are closer. They would have 2 as things stand. It's not the worst shot there by any means. For Canada. Not the worst shot there. We get 2 in front. Really big anxiety lately? Oh, man. Been there before. Not fun. Not fun. All right, hang on. Canada right now would have 2 with the hammer. Britain keeps one of theirs in the house, but it's backed up enough. Or it should be out of play, especially with the guard out in front. Ideally, one of that's stone out of the house, but it's not the worst spot to be in. But I'm not sure. Would you get the point on the one on the left side? I'm not sure. Not sure which one's closer. I know Canada, obviously, their stone is the closest. I'm not sure about the stone on the left versus the stone that Britain's got on the back. I'm not sure which one's closer. Probably be a measurement on that one. Britain going down the left side. Sweep it heavily as it gets past the hog line. going left to right, picking up speed, and try to hit the Canadian stone off the 12, and they will, but it's going to stay in the house, but they do get on the 8. Canada stone does stay in the house, still in play. Britain does have one on the 8, though. It would be the closest as things stand, but again, Canada's got the hammer. Well, you got the hammer. I mean, right now Britain has... I think Britain's got the 2 closest. I think Britain actually has the 2 closest ones. Canada, that one on the left side, I think Britain's got 2 as things stand. And with that guard out in front, if you take this one head on, you should be okay. Because that one on the 8 is not in a line of anything. You take that one head on, there's no guard out in front except for the one in the center. Just go down the left side. You can take that one out. You still have your one on the left. You can use these 2 shots to knock 2 stones down and get 2 this end. You can use both your remaining 2 shots, keep the one on the left side, and get 2. I think that's what they're going to try to do. Going down the left side. I remember those at 10 o'clock. Yep. If that's the plan. Is that going to nudge off the side? No, it's wide. It's a miss. It's a missed shot for the Canadians. They had a chance to knock the Britain stone out. That was the plan, and now they're in trouble. Inaccurate hit there. They do not advance any of their stones. Unable to do anything with that shot. That was an easy 1-2 going left to right. Bad shot there. Had a chance to knock the Britain stone off the 8. Had a good chance at getting 2. Sloppy end for both teams. Very sloppy ends for both teams. A lot of missed shots. Yeah, I was like, you know, why the heck not? Let's try it. I was like, let's try it. Make it interesting. And if I can get the map to work, we're good. I mean, if you're Britain here, you take that stone out on the left side, you take that out, you force Canada to either blank this end or get 1. They're going to go right side. I don't know about this strategy. I don't know about this. I would go left side, knock the stone out for Canada that's on their circle on the 12. Knock that one out, and then force Canada to either take the point, give you the hammer back. Instead, they're going to go right to left. Try to get it by the button. Sweep it underneath the guard. And they get into the 8. So they would have 2 as things stand. See, personally, I would have tried to go for that one on the left side. I wouldn't try to tuck it underneath the guard. I would try to go under on the left side, knock that one out. And basically force Canada to give you the hammer back, or you steal an end. What game is this? Great Britain against Canada, women's curling. It's a good end for Great Britain, though. Even despite the 2 missed shots, you should be able to hold Canada to 1 and get the hammer back, or steal an end. I don't see a universe for a blank end here. How much traffic there is in the house. Britain's got the 2 closest stones. Cal will go down the left side here. Britain's second lowest scoring team thus far, but a good chance here to get something. It's kind of going to go left to right. Can they tuck it underneath the Britain guard or Britain stone the 8? They will, and they'll get it right near the button. They'll get 1. That's more than fine for the Brits. Hold Canada 1, get the hammer. Not bad start for Britain at all. That miss by Canada, really costly. That miss by Canada, chance to get the knockout with a 2 on the back line, and they hit their own stone instead. Costly miss there for the Canadians. Had a chance to get double. We get 2 instead. Britain gets it back, only down 1-0 with a hammer. You'll see how positive I am today on Valentine's Day. I don't like Valentine's Day that much. So, we'll see. So after one, it's 1-0. Wasted chance there for Canada, you figure. Wish Girl Bars gets more. You, me both. I do like watching it a lot. I do like watching the curling. I think I'm the only one live for this right now. I really think I'm the only person live. Which is nuts. Let's see. Who is live? Nope, I see that. I see that. The curling zone is live, but they're doing something completely different. Yeah, I'm the only person live right now. So we start the second, 1-0. I'll be over Valentine's. Yep. I don't hate it. This time, Britain's got the hammer. Canada's starting things off again. They're in the yellow. Britain in the red. This one going left to right. Gets by the center line outside the house. It's going to stop right in front of the 12. So a shallow guard there, I should say, relative to the house. Least watched Winter Olympic sport? Ooh, least watched. I would probably say any of the Nordic stuff. Probably go with the Nordic. Anything that takes a long time. And like the 10-kilometer Nordic stuff. Britain going down the center line, drifting toward the right. Not a lot of power on this one. I'm not sure this is going to get in front of the hog line. It will barely, and I mean barely, get in front of the hog line. On that left side. That is an extremely shallow shot. Right on the Milano Cortina logo. Yeah, cross country, yeah. So a guard up high on the left side and a guard right down the middle, right in front of the house. Jumping in cross country through it, yes. Canada go down the right side. They'll go right to left, try to tuck it underneath their shallow guard. They'll be able to do so and easily get this one in the house. Britain's trying to set something up. This is a good shot right by the button. Tuck it underneath that guard. And that is right on the button. So Canada's got two right down the middle. And with that guard they got, plus the Britain guard up high, I mean, it's tough to get that one off the button. Mike Vrabel welcomed him into the locker room and told him, "We're going to get through this together." This time, Britain going right to left. Yeah, kind of like, I don't know about bowling, but very much like darts. Can tuck it underneath that shallow Canadian guard. They can. Can they knock it off the button? They will not be able to do so. So Britain gets one in the house. But Canada's still well on the button. But with no guard out in front up high, this could be a situation where at some point you hit the stone directly up here. The Canadian stone up there. I can't do like a telestrator with that, but you could easily go, everything's on the same projectile. You could just knock everything out. Now, biathlon's really interesting to watch. Curling it again, right to left. Trying to knock the Britain stone off on the side, and not going to be able to do it. It actually advances Britain's stone. So a lot of traffic down in that 4-inch circle. A lot of traffic. A lot of stones just bunched up on each other. Bit of an inaccurate shot there for the Canadians. Trying to knock the Brit stone off the button. But not a lot of power on that one. So Britain got just a bit of a break there. A lot of power on this one, going right down the middle on the right side. Cross the hog line, going right to left. A lot of power on this shot. Gets around that shallow Canadian guard. Can it bounce off the side of the 1 in the 4? Does. Can't knock the Canadian stone off the button, but they do have 2 in the house. So one of the Canadian stones goes back. Oops, what the heck did I do here? A lot of traffic around that area. But again, because you have the shallow stone that's guarding up top, you could easily just send it, hit that stone up front, and just knock everything out. That might be what they're trying to do here. Oh, that's a perfect shot. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, that's a perfect shot by the Canadians. I thought they were going to try to hit their own stone, advance that one, then knock everything out. Instead, they just get around that stone, and a perfect split. Off the right side, then off the left. Clears the danger. And Canada looking very good right now. It's a phenomenal shot. Canada's got 2 in the house. I have to remap this. I mean, that was an insanely good shot. Gal back to the Apex. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't hate it. At that price point, I don't hate it at all. Now, Britain going with some power on this one on the right side. Try to knock the inside. Can they hit the one off the button? They can do that! And just like that, the house is pretty much clear outside of 1 Britain stone. Between the 8 and the 12. So there's a lot of traffic in the house. Not so much anymore. Both teams trading very good clearance shots. Yeah, I'm surprised it got to that point with the D-backs, but I'm not complaining. Again, back at that price point. Just like that, the house is pretty much empty. Canada down the right side here. Get around that shallow guard. Can it hit the Britain stone? It can, and stays in the house. Stops on a dime. Great shot there by Canada. Right on that 8 circle in the bottom right quadrant. Once again, Gallon was S4 on the fridge market after down year was not going to draw interest. No. He rejected the qualifying offer at $22 million and ended up getting $22 million. So much for that. Good job, Scott Boris. Client did not do well. Yeah, equal to basketball free throw. Yep. Yeah, having to take a lap after missing a shot's insane. I love it. Go on the right side again. Just trying to clear that one out of the house and stay in play, and it does. Britain should be in a good spot to get one here if they want. If they want to blank the end, they will probably be able to hit their own stone. If they want to blank the end, they'll have a chance to do so. Britain Golden Ice Hockey 36. I did not know that. That is unfathomable today. That'd be bigger than the Miracle on Ice. If they could pull that off. All of a sudden, this is becoming a very defensive second end. Teams just knocking each other around on the right side. Another knockout there. Canada gets in the same spot Britain was at. Again, Britain's got the hammer. There's only 1 in the house right now. There should be a chance for Britain to be able to blank the end. Barring anything crazy, they should be able to blank the end. And maintain the hammer going into the third. You got the hammer, you can't afford to get 1 against a team like Canada. I'll tuck it around going right to left and knock the Canadian one off. It can, and that's a great shot too because it gets behind the shallow guard. And gets right by the button. Before the knockouts were taking place on that right side with a straight shot. Now it's going to be a bit tougher to knock it out. Be a little bit tougher to knock it out. It's on the button. Sweeper speeds up the ice. Speeds up the ice and tries to stop it. You still have a line if you're Canada to knock Britain off from the 4, but it can be a bit tougher after a good takeout there. And Britain's going to be in a spot to get a point here. Easy spot if they want it. Question, it's going to get 2. So if not, you won't be able to blank the end and maintain the hammer. The penultimate stone. Going right to left once again. And again, behind the shallow guard. Just able to do so. And nudging that one out of the house right on the button. With a little room for error there. Knocked it. Yeah, the way the ice is built. Yep, it's different ice. It's a different structure to the ice. And Canada gets it close to the button. If you're curious about the British players at the time in Canada, yeah, I don't know on that one. So 2 trains of thought here for Britain. 2 trains of thought. Number 1, what you could do, again, I wish I had a telestrator with this, like Brody Brazil has. I might have to get one. But what you could do, if you see this guard out in front, you could knock this guard. It's on an angle where you could then knock the stone down and clear the house entirely. Then be able to blank your end with ease. Or you could go risky, try and knock the Canadian shot out, get on the button. Obviously, if you miss, you're in trouble. If you do get it, you have a chance to get 2. Personally, I'm playing for the blank end here. I'm playing for the blank. I'm going heavy. I'm going right at that shallow guard up top on the center line at the 12, knocking it, clearing the house entirely, and blanking the end and go to the 3rd. But they're not going to do that. They're going right to left. They're going to be a bit aggressive here. Tucks it around the Canadian guard. Oh, that's so good. It actually doesn't change much. Doesn't change much. It did get the stone out, but it's going to be an easy play for Canada. It's going to be an easy play for Canada. So it did not curl toward the button. It curled a bit outside on the 8. So give me an easy take. This is going to be a blank end. It's going to be an easy takeout for Canada. You just go on the right side, take it like that. Unless Canada decides to be a bit aggressive. Do you be aggressive, try to curl it right to left, maybe bounce it off the Britain stone, and force Britain to take a point this thing, get the hammer back in the 3rd? I would assume that's going to be the strategy here. How aggressive does Canada want to be? Because you can get the blank end, and then go to the 3rd. Or you can try going right to left, tuck it inside. It's risky, because if you miss, Britain's got a chance at 2. But you can force Britain to take a point here, and get the hammer right back. They're going to go right to left. A lot of power on this one, though. We'll try not to bring stone out of the house. They will, and they'll get it inside. They will get it inside on the left side. That bottom left side. They have forced Britain to thread the needle here. Remember that first shot Britain had with that high guard up top on the left side? You have forced them to thread the needle here. And also get their stone out. So you want to blank this set and get the point. And keep the hammer, I should say. Britain does not want to score here. It can be tough threading that needle. You should be able to do it. Not really on the same line, but you need an accurate shot. Because you got to go down the left side. You can't go right to left. I don't think you're going to get enough curl to go right to left. I don't think you would even have close to enough curl to go right to left. You have to go down the left side. And try and split it like that. With a lot of power so that you blank the end. That's what they're going to try and do. Heavy shot here. Gets it around their own guard. Gets it around the Canadian guard. And they will blank the end. Well done by the Brits. They retain the hammer. We go to the 3rd. Remains 1-0. Good shot there by the Brits to maintain the hammer. Oh, yeah, no. Gone way too soon, Gene. Gone way too soon. Let's get a fan on really quickly. I appreciate all you guys tuning in. If you like what I see, folks, hit that like button, subscribe. Helps us out a ton on the channel. 1-0 at the end of 2. You guys out there would bring a blank that one. All the traffic in the house at the start. Just thread the needle on that left side. Oh, I forgot to use the hammer graphic. Hang on. There's the hammer graphic. I forgot with the diagram and everything. I forgot to put the hammer graphic up. There we go. I legit cannot believe I'm the only one that's live right now for this. I legit cannot believe it. I'm literally the only person that is live. I don't get it. There's really no one else doing play-by-play color commentary on this right now. All right, back underway here. You have Britain retaining the hammer. So go to the 3rd. If you like what we see, folks, hit the like button, subscribe, helps out. Tell the channel, try to go see me even more. First shot by Canada, going down the right side. Last time in the second end, they played a very shallow guard. Yeah, it's 3:35 in the morning on the East Coast. Yeah, but even like somewhere in the world, you would think. Going right to left. Trying to get on the center line and not getting entirely on the center line, but does get that shallow guard out in front like they had earlier. It's a pretty similar position to where they started the second. Bit off on the right, but not by much. And it's an unscientific thing, but yeah. Gotta hit like it. Make sure you hit like. Make sure that like button if you're not done so already. Britain last time played a very high guard across the hog line on the left side. This time going down the right side. I think the plan is to try and tuck it underneath the Canadian guard. And they will be able to do so and get this in the house. Right on the 12. Touching the 8. So a good tuck there to start for the Brits. Right around there. Canada going heavy down the left side. Not as heavy as I thought based on that angle, but across the hog line going left to right. Just trying to get this one on the button. Now I'm going to try to hit the Britain stone. Trying to get on the button. And a bit too much. I'll still be okay. Still in the house, but not entirely on the button. It's going to be on the 4. Yeah, it's going to be on the 4. Not the most accurate, but you get inside, tuck behind the Britain guard and your own guard, so some work for Britain here on this second shot nonetheless. Now go left to right. Curling left to right. Getting around the Canadian guard. They're going to try to advance their own stone that's on the 8, or they're going to try to tuck it underneath that stone. They're going to try and tuck it underneath and get by the button. And that's going to land perfectly on the button. In front of the Canadian stone. There you go. So you got 4 stones lined up pretty straight with each other on the center line on the right side. Canada will go on the left side here for their third shot. It's going left to right. I would think the plan here is knock out the Britain stone that's on the 8 and nudge that one off. That's not going to be that good. That was the plan. That's not going to be that good. It does nudge it, but with no power at all. Exactly, Gene. Yep. That's life in general. I think Britain's stone is still closer. The second stone of Britain's closer than the second one of Canada. Obviously, it would be 1 right now for the Brits. But a lot of traffic down the house on around the center. We got 5 stones just right next to each other in terms of the same line. And Britain's going to go heavy right down the middle. They're just going to try to clear everything and restart. Start everything from scratch. Just go right down the middle. Off the Canadian stone. Knocks that one out. Doesn't knock anything else out. So nothing else gets knocked out. But now you have no guards in front. No guards in front. Bit inaccurate for the Brits. They try to clear everything. They only clear the guards. They still have a lot of traffic down there. And Britain would have just 1 as things stand, which you don't want. The hammer, you want to get 2. Count as 4th. All right, we also have that one. All right. They'll go left to right this time. Wilkes sweep in here. Gonna play this one very shallow across the hog line. Canada gonna play this one very defensively. They want the hammer back. Britain right now would have 1, but that's it. Canada with a much higher guard this time across the hog line, right around here. Maybe a bit over to the right side. We'll do that. Britain's 4th. A lot of power on this one. Just heavy straight down the middle. Try and knock that Canadian high guard out. They will do that, but nothing else. Let's try to clear the danger again. This is fine for Canada. They're more than fine giving Britain 1. They are more than fine giving Britain 1. And getting the hammer back in the 4th. You know, I would think Canada at this point, I would think if you're Canada, I just keep sending these high guards, force Britain to clear. Because you're not going to be able to curl it with how much traffic's in the house. You're not going to be able to clear it, to clear the danger. If you have the high guards down in front, up top, Britain gets 1, and then the 4th, you get the hammer back. But they're going to go heavy down the middle. Canada's not going to do that. They're going to go heavy down the middle instead. No sweeping. Really on... That's... what the heck was that? What? I don't know what that plan was. But a complete misfire on the shot. Just a thrown away stone. Oh, probably a lot, TJ. It's a complete whiff on that one. And she knows it. She's trying to go down the middle, a curve to the right. And a chance here for Britain now. Again, I would have just played the high guard. I would have played the high guard like you've been doing the last 2 shots. Play the high guard, hold Britain at 1, get the hammer back in the 4th. Canada, I don't know what that strategy was. I'm not sure what their strategy's been this entire tournament for that matter. But now Britain, a good chance here with the hammer for Canada just threw away their shot. Give them Buffalo Bills impression. I just threw away their shot. I don't know what that shot was, but I play that high guard. They're going to be a season for WNBA. It's not looking good. They don't like the commissioner. They don't like the pay they're getting. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all. That was curling edition. Yep. That is a bad shot. But the strategy was all off. All right, Britain, they basically get an extra stone here. They'll go down the right side, curling right to left. Can they take advantage of the Canadian miscue? They're going to get some more traffic down the middle, try to advance their stone. It doesn't advance it in a lot, but they're going to try to advance it nonetheless. Into the 4, but still not as close as Canada's closest. It'd still be held to 1. I like the strategy there, though. Try to advance your stone. Yeah, another one in the house gets some more traffic. A bit more power on that one. So you want to be able to nudge that one then off the Canadian stone. Get that out. Maybe not out of the house, but get on the 8. 3 stones left for each this end. I appreciate all you guys being here. If you like what you see, folks, hit the like button, subscribe, helps the channel. We got 2 other matches taking place at the same time. USA is not playing in this draw. We got 1-1 China against Italy in the 3rd end, and then 2-1 Switzerland on Japan. That's going on right now on the other sheets. I believe sheet A and sheet D, and this one's on sheet B. Just kind of threw away their last shot. A lot of traffic down there. But no guards. So you can go heavy down the middle and just try and knock everything out. I think that's the plan here. Going right down the middle. Last time they tried this was a bit inaccurate. This time, just going right down the middle. Advances their own stone. Hits the Britain stone. But Britain's still closest on the button. Doesn't do a ton there. Does knock one Britain stone out. But again, Britain's got the hammer. Not the best shot there by Canada. I do have one in the house, though. That's stated on the left side somehow. I mean, Britain can wrap this around right to left. You go heavy, too. You can go heavy on the one that's on the 12, and with the angle off the side, knock the Canadian stone out, and advance your one there. They're going down that right side. Pretty heavy. I think that's what the strategy is here. Advance their stone, knock the Canadian off the side. Yep, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Frees up some space left to right with no guard, And Britain's got a chance at 2 here. With no protection on the left side. Wait, hang on. And well done there by the Brits. Advance your stone off to start out with the angle. And again, there's nothing. If you look at that left side here, there is nothing. There are no guards. There's nothing down in front. So Britain with the hammer. Yeah, go for it, David. Yeah. No stupid questions. No stupid questions. Only if it's like a preseason tournament in July in Alaska on Mount Denali. But Britain has a good chance with the hammer, too. It's kind of through with that shot. And obviously, there's still 2 stones left. But as things stand, I see a path for Britain to get 2. There you go, now, David. You're good. Oh, you figured it out? Oh, all good. All good. But Britain has a really good chance. Again, as things stand, I wonder... If you're Canada, I would go left side if you're Canada. Unless you can knock that one off the button. It's going to be tough to knock it off the button. So where are they playing on different ice sheets? So I see the other matches on the other sheet. Yep. Different ice sheets. Yep. Yep. So if you buy a ticket of curling, it's in the same arena. There's 4 sheets. It's not like ping pong at the Olympics. And wrestling. You buy a ticket and you see everything. Oh, no, not that, no. So for much deliberation, Canada. Their penultimate shot of the end. We're going to go heavy right down the middle. A lot of power on this one. Building up speed. Across the hog line, drifting toward the right. Gets off one Britain stone. I can't get the one off the button. Again, Britain's got the hammer. There is a good chance here for Britain to get a lot. Right, the other one's Italy, China, yep. Good song, Gene, yep. Your Love's a great song. They have that karaoke. $50, I'll do it. They have it at karaoke. Yeah, Britain nudges. It's a risky shot to some extent, but if you can nudge that one off the side, you nudge this one that's on the 8, you can nudge it off the side, take it out of play on the right side, you still have a chance to do. Yep, I think that's what they're talking about. That's what I'm talking about right now, is if you can nudge this stone off the side, you get it on the angle. You have protection, too, because your stone on the button, even if it does get hit, it will just knock the Canadian stone back, so you would still be closer. I think you can nudge this one off the side. Yeah, man, there's got to be a way to do a telestrator. Okay, wait, hang on. Hang on, I have an idea. I need a telestrator. I think that's clearly what I need at this point. It's so hard to visualize this. And Britain's about to take the shot, but hang on. Let's try this. Is there a way to rotate this? I'm not sure there's a way to rotate it. I'll try it again later. Yeah, they're going to try and nudge off the side. They're actually going straight on. They nudge it straight on. It works. They nudge it straight on. And there's a really good chance here for 2 for the Brits. There is a really good chance for 2. Okay, I need, a vertical line. That would be better. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, we're improvising here. So, okay, who's question over curling? Yep, horrible, very horrible. He's question over a lot of things. Yeah. Okay, maybe not a red line. Maybe a... Or maybe not... Okay. Maybe a red line, I should say. A vertical red line. Yeah, I should really get a telestrator. That'd be the next thing I need, is a telestrator. Seal here and a seal there, okay. I mean, the thing for Canada right now, I will say the thing for Canada, there's no guards on the left side. Ever seen me sing a song? It's on Twitter. They're on Twitter. Every time I post, they're on Twitter. There's no guards on the left side. Obviously, the problem is that this one's close, this one's close. So if you knock this one out, you're in trouble. But can you clear the house? I don't know if you can. You go, because there's no guard. If you go right here, can it knock off that and then that? That's what they're going to try to do. Going to try for the triple knockout. Going to try the triple knockout here. Going down the right, trying to go off that. Let's see. Can they do it? 1, 2. Can't do the third. Oh, they can't get the third. A blown opportunity on the knockout. And a chance potentially for 3. Because the Britain Stone they tried to knock out stays in the house. I saw the Seton Hall player. That was awful. I saw that. Britain's got the hammer. Oh, boy. I got the strategy there. Just an inaccurate shot. The thing is that this one is close. This one's closer. So if you can just nudge your stone, knock the Canadian stone out, while keeping on the side, there's no guards. So you can go here, knock the stone, you can get 3. You can get 3. I saw them with Clemson, too. That was awesome. They're going down the middle, trying to knock their own stone out and knock the Canadian stone. Can they get 3? They do! Britain gets 3. That was the plan. No guards in front and easy 3 for Britain with the hammer. And Canada in some trouble. We go to the 4th. And Britain, maybe their best end of the tournament. They take a 3-1 lead. Canada gets the hammer back. Down by 2 when we get back here. Yeah, that line will do for now. That line will be okay for now. It's not the best. I wish I could tell us straight, but we're not at that point, unfortunately. I wish I could tell us straight. But this will do. It's a makeshift telestrator. That was the plan. That was the plan. With no guards in front, that was so easy. Canada threw away a stone. They missed on a knockout. Canada looking very sloppy right now. Uncharacteristic of the Canadian women. Britain, again, just 7 points through the first 2 games. One of the lowest scoring teams in the tournament. You get 3 that end. Highest scoring end for the Brits. These Olympics. First shot here by Britain. Going left to right. Just going to try to get this one on the button. And that's going to be a bit... Yeah, that's going to do it. Favorite horror movie? I like A Quiet Place. I'm not much of a horror guy. One of the Lost USA living right for their heads. I don't know about that. So Britain gets her first right on the button to start. Kind of going down the middle, but not a lot of power on this one. I'm just going to try to get that guard down in front. How's it going to be? I appreciate tuning in. It's drifting a bit toward the right. Across the hog line. It's not going to get in the house, although I don't think that was the plan. Trying to set it up in that top right corner. We have a minor upset brewing right now. As things stand. A Jackson shot. Going on the left side here. Trying to curl left to right. We got to cross the hog line. Not sure it's getting the house. It's not going to. It's a defensive shot there for the Brits. Again on the center line. I forget the first shot on the hog. Or on the bunt, I should say. So an accurate shot by Britt on the first, and the second one just try and play defense. Smart strategy there. Conventional strategy there for the Brits. Cano. They'll go down the middle, splitting between the two guards up top to get into the house. No sweeping required on this one. And that will get right behind the tee line on the right side in the 8. Right around here. I wonder if for Brittany here, I wonder if you throw a stone right now, because there's not a lot of separation in between these. And right now you have the point. You're trying to get a steal, obviously, or hold them to 1. Whenever you throw a stone, try to get in between this line. They're going to go left side instead. I'm going to try to set someone up on the left side. I would try and get someone here. If you know what I mean. I would try and just create more of a blockade on the right side. Close up a little bit more. They're going to create a blockade on the left side. It's going to be more than a blockade. It's going to actually get into the house. Right on that center line, touching the 4. Ricardo lost to us yesterday. Yeah, they blew it in the 10th. The problem now is that everything's straight on. So I'm not crazy about the strategy by the Brits, because right now the problem is that everything is straight on. So you can easily just go heavy and go boom, boom, boom. Knock that out. So everything is straight on. You still have 5 stones to go. They're going to go down the right side. Gets it by, tucks underneath the bird and guard. Off the side. Can't get the one off the button, but does get that second stone out for the Brits. And Canada's got 2 in the house. Both on the right side. Pretty close to each other. Actually on the same line. Both of those Canadian stones are right on the same line. So I think Britain's going to try to knock it out this way. And not going to be able to. Bit of a miss there by the Brits. You take that Canadian high stone out, but both Canadian stones that are in the house are still there. Britain is 2 up top now on the center as a result, but not the best shot by Britain. Ideally, you wanted the stone that was on the right side to then have a straight line and take it out. Unable to do so. A bad shot there for the Brits. Can Canada take advantage of the miscue? This could be their chance. This could very well be their chance. Going right to left. Easily tucks underneath the 2 British guards up top. Can it get the one on the button? It does. Can it get out of the house? Ooh, that's not enough power. Not a ton of power on the Britain stone that was on the button. Kind of gets one in the house, but not the best. Accuracy-wise, yes. Power-wise, not so much. As Britain is still very much in the house. Try a lot of power on the right side. Britain's going to try and knock everything out. 1, 2, 3. Yep, they knock everything out. Great shot by the Brits. Great shot by the Brits. You saw trouble brewing on the right side. and knock everything out for Canada. There is one for Canada that's still somewhat in play. After the poor shot on the last one that Britain had, that's much more like it. That Canadian stone is outside the house. Canada going on the left side here. Curling left to right. Gets from the 2 high guards of the Brits. To hit the one on the 4 does. And knocks it out of play. Right on the 4. And right now, Canada's only got 1 in the house. So if I'm Britain here, you can force in a blank this send. I just go aggressive. Canada's only got 1 in the house with 3 to go. You have 1 in the house here, Britain. You can basically force Canada to take a point. Force Canada to take a point and get the hammer back up 3-2. You would have taken that at the start. That's what they're going to try and do. Going right down that line and beautifully done. Britain gets in the house, knocks the Canadian stone out. Beautiful shot there. And that's the plan. And the 2 in the house of Britain are not on the same line. I mean, they can be to some extent. If you go really wide on the left side, you can knock this in a way that would knock this one out. But Britain's a good start out home to 1. Britain's in a really good spot to home to 1 with the hammer. Canada go down the right side instead. Plastic or steel tip? Plastic. I don't want to injure anyone. Canada go down the right side. Just try to tuck it underneath and get it on the button. Try to get it closest. And they will do just that. Right on the button. Right on the button for the Canadians. So they're closest with 2 to go. Britain does not have any of their shots inside the 8. So after that great shot by the Canadians, Britain's in a good spot to get 2. I mean, Canada's in a good spot to get 2, I should say. Canada's actually in a very good spot to get 2 right now. Canada goes last. So I think the plan here, just a typical shot. I would think here just a typical right to left shot. Go like that. I would think that's the plan. Start on the right, have it curl the left. Nudge the Canadian one off the button. Get inside the 4. I would think that's the plan. These 2 stones over here I would think are pretty irrelevant at this point. You can't go straight on and knock it out with no guards because obviously you got the 2 high guards out in front. And they'll go right to left. And I would think that's the plan. Right to left. A lot of power on this one, relatively speaking. That's the plan. Right to left. Gets around the guards with ease. Does it have enough to knock it off the button? It does not. It does not. Actually advances Canada's a little bit more. Britain's in the house right on the 4, but Canada gets a little bit closer. I think right to left's a bit dangerous, but you can go left to right. You're Canada, you can't curl this one left to right and nudge it off the side and get that one out. The problem is if you go right to left. The problem is that there's a chance to get Britain's stone, and yes, you would hit Britain's stone, but then you would hit your own stone and get off the button. But if you go left to right, you can get Britain's stone out. Even if you hit your own stone, because Britain's stone gets hit first, it's going to lose momentum, and you'll still be closer. You'll still be inside the 8. You'd have 2 closer. You can go left to right on this. You can go left to right. Right to left would be tough. But left to right, it's not impossible. All you have to do is nudge it. That's all you have to do. A nudge would be enough to get it out of the 4 and get it onto the 8, which is fine for you. Because you have one that's on the button. So you should be okay. You go left to right here. Penultimate shot for the Canadians with the hammer. They'll go left to right. Like I said. Gets around the British guards. Can it nudge off the right? It's not going to. It's not going to nudge off the British guard, but it will get closer than Britain. It will get closer. So Canada has 2 stones that are closer than Britain's first. Not sure that was what they were going for. Entirely. Britain's stone is still very much in play. Not sure that's what they were going for. It doesn't touch the British stone, but they do get it inside. They would get 2 as things stand. Now, Britain obviously can't go heavy because of the 2 stones high guarding the center line. I mean, if you're Britain, what you can do, if you go right to left, using the telestrator, go right to left, nudge it off like this, that would take this Canadian stone out of the equation. You would still have to deal with the Canadian stone on the button, but you might be able to get a deflection. That stone to knock the button stone out and put it on the 8. So right now Canada's got 2 touching the button. 1 very much on the button, 1 touching it. So if you go like this, advance your own stone, nudge it off, nudge the Canadian stone out on the left side, and then you could take the Canadian stone that's on the button and take it to the 8. And that's your only play here, otherwise Canada's got a good shot at 2. They'll go right to left. I think that's the strategy here. Here we go. Get around those 2 high guards. Try to advance your stone. That's going to be a bit inaccurate. I mean, it does move your stone on the button, but doesn't take that stone on the top left quadrant out of play. It does not take the Canadian stone out, any of the Canadian stones out of play. Britain is closer. Obviously, they're on the button. Not advanced not to be on the final throw by the Canadians. But the stones are still in play. See, big shot here for Canada. They're going to talk things over. Now let's think about this. And the problem here is that Canada's got 2 inside the 4. Britain's only got 1. If you can go... There's nothing on the left side. If you can go on the left, nudge your stone off and get the Britain stone off, you could get 3. You got to go left to right, but you can get 3 if you nudge it off at the right angle. That's what they're going to do. Heavy left to right. That's what they're going to try here. Heavy left to right. Get around those 2 British guards. It's not a problem. Can they knock it off their own stone? No, they miss! They miss! How's it going, Bell? Appreciate you doing it. They miss! A thrown away stone, and Britain gets the steal. Oh, a chance potentially at 3 for the Canadians. And they lose 1. They'll retain the hammer, but down by 3 after 4. I don't know how many people saw this one coming. An upset brewing right now. Britain up 4-1 after 4. Oh, man, that's a few missed shots now for the Canadians. All you do is go left to right, nudge your own stone, nudge it off on the left, and you can get 3. It's a hard shot, but a shot that you expect to make it this level. Not over yet, but Britain is in a really good spot. And Britain has not won a game so far in these Olympics. 4 ends down. And Canada just playing really inaccurate curling right now. They have thrown away so many stones. You just don't expect a team like Canada to do. Canada retains the stone, but Britain gets the stolen end. How many times I said that this tournament? Britain getting the stolen end. It's their first of the tournament. First stolen end for the Brits means that Canada's the only team, alongside Italy, to not have a stolen end yet. First shot by Britain. And you just expect it to go around the button, and it does. And the second shot will be a defensive shot. Just like they started off the fourth end. So right on the button to start. Canada going right down the middle on this one. Now going to drift to the right. And I'll get that high guard out in front at the top right side. And expect Britain, just like the last time, you would expect Britain's second shot to be somewhere around here. You would expect that if their strategy from the fourth is the same as the fifth, I don't know why it wouldn't be, you would expect it to be somewhere around here or here. That would be the idea for Britain. First shot, get on the button. Second shot, be a guard on the middle. You go left, curling toward the middle. And yep, that's about the perfect spot. Can't do much better than that. Right on the same line. Center line, lined up perfectly with the Canadians. Actually, a little bit underneath the Canadians, but still. Right on that center line. Cannot do it any better than that. Two great shots for Britain to start things off. Just as they drew it up. Second shot here for the Canadians. They're going to go right down the middle. Not a ton of power here. It gets across the hog line. They're going to try to split in between the two guards. They will. It's not going to get into the house. They have three stones lined up near that right side, forming a triangle of sorts. It's kind of none of the house to the first two. I mean, Britain goes left side here. If I'm Britain, I'm trying to get this stone to the left side. Get two in the house after three with Canada not having any. And basically force Canada to hold them to one. Try and take it out like that. I'm trying to get on the left side here. I'm trying to get left. They're not going to do that. Instead, they're going to go left to right and tuck it underneath the guard. Try to advance their stone close to the bottom. They do just that. I would have played that a bit toward the left, but you do have two inside the four right now, including one on the button. Problem with a shot like that, though, again, you gotta realize for Britain, you're up by three. You don't have the hammer. A shot like that is a Canadian shot. You can easily take a left to right line and knock both these stones out because they're on the same line. So I would have gone on the left side there. I would have gone left, spread out the play a little bit. Kind of going heavy down the right side. Very heavy down the right side. Curling right to left. Try to tuck it underneath the British guard and gets by it. And does hit that last stone by Britain. It'll stay in play on the 12, but if that was the problem with that shot by Britain that I was not too crazy about. So now Canada's their first in the house. Right around here. Touching the 4, actually. It's imperative that Canada gets 2 with the hammer. You lost on a stolen end. You cannot afford 1 with the hammer. Britain going down the middle. Going between the 2 guards. And knocking that Canadian stone out. So Britain's got 2 inside the 4. Canada, none in the house. Tight window there, too. To get it between. I mean, that is a really tight window. Like, this is not like a 2-scale thing. This is a tight window to get through, especially with this stone right there. Forming that triangle. Down the right side. Currently gives my commentary watching this one. Appreciate you for talking about that one. Yeah, I love watching it. Tucking it between those 2 high guards. Gets around. They have 2 inside the 4, but not a lot of power to knock them out. It doesn't do much. Britain still has 2 on this. Not a lot of power on this one by any means. It actually works out better for Britain because it'll spread out the play a little bit. Down that left side. Spread out the play on that left side. So not the best shot by Canada. Another whiff on that one. Pretty sure on that one. This time Britain goes down the left side. First time we got on the left side this end. Yeah, just spread out the play a little bit more. Why not? If you got guards down from the right side, now try and protect the left. Because you got 2 points as things stand. Now just protect the left side. Oh, that's going to be too deep. Not crazy about that shot. Not crazy about it. I would have gone defensive there, but they will try and go toward the button. And everything is lined up on the T-line. It's an accurate shot. This is the strategy, right? Because you got all these shots right here. All these stones lined up on that left side, touching each other. I mean, all it takes... Because there's no guards on the left side. I would have gone defensive there from Britain. All it takes is 1 shot left to right that knocks this stone off, takes this, and maybe get a ricochet off the right side. That's all it takes. You go left to right, heavy. You could even go heavy down the left side, because there's nothing on the left side at all. That stone that Britain's got on the top, so the guard's on the center. You even go heavy. A lot of power, and then maybe get the spin at that 90-degree angle. Or get this stone that's touching the 4. Could do that. Advance yours close to the button and nudge the 2 out. I would have gone defense for Britain. I really would have gone defense. But Canada's missed a lot of shots. Banking on Canada to make a good shot here. Not as much power as you'd expect on this. They do tuck it underneath. We'll go center. Not going left side. Gonna go center. And, well, it's not great. It does take one of the stones for the Britain's got. It moves it to the 12. But Britain still has their stone untouched on the button. Oops. I'm not crazy about that. Not crazy about either shot on that. Britain would have got more defensive, and Canada had a chance to be aggressive and knock everything out. You still have 2 inside the 4 for Britain. This one down the left side. Again, you've still got 1 if you're Britain. I would go defensive here. I'm playing this defensively. Get a guard on the left side. They're not going to do it. They're going to tuck it underneath. Tuck it going left to right down the center. Try and knock the Canadian stone out. Risky shot as it advances the Canadian stone onto the button. Oh, man. Oh, I'm not crazy about that. Britain has a chance to be very defensive here. Up by 3. Not having the hammer. You have a chance. They're trying to be aggressive and play for a stolen. You don't need to do. You already got the stolen innocent stand. I would just guard on the left side. Make it tougher for Canada to get in. Because the right side's well guarded. The right side is so well guarded. Someone's on the button. Is that 4 points? No. No, it doesn't matter where you are. Just to be in the house. Whoever the closest stone is gets the point. Yeah, there's no, like, extra points. It's not like bullseye or anything like that. You just measure it from the button. Why don't you take out both reds? Yeah. Yeah, I think Britain was a bit too aggressive, a little bit too close to the sun. Canada going left to right here. Canada got advanced on that last shot by Britain. They're going left to right. Get around that center guard with ease. That's not the issue. Play strike hit off the Britain guard. Britain stone thing. Oh. that didn't do that. I think the plan was hit off that Britain stone that's on the center line. Advance your shot a little bit more. They don't really do that. Neither side being that clinical right now. There's a lot of traffic down there. I mean, right now I'd say the advantages with Britain, just in the sense that you have this guard up front. Obviously, Britain's the one close to the button, so if you hit this, and Canada's got that one in the house, you hit that on a straight line, it's going to hit the Canadian one that's on the button. If you go heavy, it will clear danger, but I think Britain would have closer. Yeah, you're around. Yep. Oh, man. Neither side's playing that well. This is not good curling right now. Neither side is being that clinical with their shots. And right now, Britain's closest. The left side is very much unprotected. I just guard. You would get the steal as things stand. The right side's well covered. I'm just guarding on the left side. I'm guarding on the left. Oh, they're going to go right to left. No, they're going to go right to left. The right side doesn't need more guarding. So they're going to try to get him closer? I think you just got to know your role here. You got to know your role. Going to tuck it underneath on the right side. You're going to advance Canada. That one's going to advance Canada. Now Canada's closer. What are they doing? Now Canada's on the button. They're closer. What is this strategy by Britain? What am I missing here? Now Canada's got the point as things stand. The last two shots by Britain have advanced Canada. Canada would have the point. I don't get this at all. I wish I could tell you what the strategy was here. I can't. I can't tell you what the strategy is. You would have had a stolen or close to it at least, or you hold Canada 1 with the hammer back after 5 up by 2. What am I missing here? Like, what am I missing? Now if Canada can split that right side, they have a chance to knock both these Britain stones potentially out of the house and maybe get 2 themselves. I don't get the strategy. They're going to go heavy. The Canada's going to go heavy on the right side. They see a chance for a knockout to clear some of the danger in the house. They're going heavy. Gets it by the guard. 1, 2. They take out 2 of the stones that Britain's got. Britain still has 3 inside the 4. I've lost track of all the placement of the stones at this point. There's so many. Britain's got 3 around here. Canada's got 2. That's on the 4. I mean, I see for Canada, I see if you can split that right side. They've been doing that with no problem. You split that right side. You can take a line here for Canada on their shot. If Britain does not play this well, you can take a line, hit this one, knock that one out, and get 3 potentially. I see a path for Canada to tie this thing up. It's not going to be the easiest, but I see a path for Canada to tie this up, at the very least get 2. I think Britain just completely botched this. Would have gone defensive on the left. Maybe 1 more stone on the right side as a guard up top. They play aggressive in it. They're in danger of losing the send and maybe a little bit more. Britain's final shot of the end, going down the right side. Now they'll play for a guard. Okay, I thought that took way too long to do, but now they're going to play for a guard. Can't have a success on that right side, just going to play a high line. And now they play defensive. Oh, that was a shot that should have had... That was a shot that should have had 2 throws ago. It's a good shot. That's one that should have had 2 throws ago. Don't get what took so long on that. Sure, not one of these stones is inaccurate. It is, which one? This one. This should be here. So you force Canada to take... I mean, Canada has the win on this end, which, again, is fine if you hold them to 1. That's fine if you hold them to 1. Britain's got 1 on the button, 2. And with that guard out in front, that phenomenal shot by Britain. Again, it took too long, but with this shot right here, you block this path completely because you have 4 guards in front forming a diamond shape. It'd be hard to knock that Britain stone out on the right side. You need a triple knockout here. You would need to go this to that. It's a risky shot. If you do it, you can tie this thing up. But you need a triple knockout. That's not going to be a lot of power. No, that's not going to do it. That's not enough power for the triple knockout. You need way more power on that one. That's not going to do it. It's going to skim off the guard. That's a wasted throw. It's a wasted throw. And Canada will take it. But they only get 1 with the hammer. Britain gets it back up by 2 with the hammer. Canada not clinical on their final throws. They've whiffed on the 4th with their final throw. Whiffed on the 5th with their final throw. Just now finishing these ends strong. We take a 5-minute halftime break. Britain up by 2. That worked out very well for the Brits. Hold them to 1. Get the hammer back. Up by 2 at the halfway point. I'll put a poll up. As I will take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. This has been quite the curling match thus far. Before I take a bathroom break, quick little update at the halftime break. Quick little update on everything taking place around the arena. Remember the hammer, whoever is the last. The hammer is whoever goes last. That's all it is, whoever goes last. It's 4-3 China in the 6th, 3-3 in the Switzerland-Japan match. Some close curling taking place across the sheets, but we're focused on Great Britain, Canada for the moment here. All right, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me just refill my water and go to the bathroom. All right, we are back underway. We'll be in a little bit. Pretty sure you guys tune in for this one. 4-2 your score. Britain looks to win their first match of the Olympics. They have the hammer up by 2 in a very good spot. This would be a monumental upset. Canada entered this one as the 2nd ranked team in the world. England was 22nd. Great Britain entered this one at 22nd. By far, the lowest ranked team in the field. So far, so good. And 4-3 China, 3-3 in the Switzerland-Japan match. Should note that Team USA, they will play later today at 1:05 Eastern Time. Dylan's going too often? No. Now, this would be a shocking upset. 2 against 22? This would be a shocking upset. USA plays later today against Japan at 1:05 Eastern Time. Canada plays Switzerland later today at 1:05 as well. Not doing that because we got to do the USA-Denmark one. I'm not surprised with that. I can't share the bar around the same. I'm not surprised with that. Because that's money they're losing. Not surprised with that. All right, halftime break is over. Pretty much split down the middle, 50-50. Who do you think wins this one? All right, back underway. So we go to the 6th. Canada. They go first. Britain's got the hammer. First shot for the Canadians, just setting a guard up. That shallow side. Down the center line. Jackson leads off the 6 for the Brits. Avatar Transformers? What storyline's better? Ooh. Probably Transformers as a storyline. Britain going left to right. Just trying to get this one on the button. Too much on it. Not a great throw. Not a great throw by the Brits. A lot of power on that one. That's going to get in the house, but ideally you want that one on the button. And that's going to go by the center line on the 8. Not the best start for the Brits to that end. Canada's second throw. Once again going left to right. Canada's got to find a way to hammer back down by 2 with only 5 ends to go. They're going to set 2 high guards up on the center line. Using both their first 2 shots on the center line up top. Britain second. They'll go left to right. Just try to tuck it around the 2 Canadian guards up top. We'll be able to do so. And we'll be able to get that one into the house and then some. As that will be on the 4 on that center line. So they line up pretty center so far. Not an exact line, but pretty straight. All in some capacity touching the center line. How exactly on the center line they all are, that's varying, but at least some part of each stone is on the center line. 2 shots in. Canada going left to right. Miscue. Wide left angle here. We'll get around the 2 Canadian guards set earlier. Can I get around the Britain stone that's on the 4? Will... I don't know which one's closer. I think Canada's closer. Didn't entirely get around it, but it is enough. Britain's going heavy here on this shot. He's trying to clear everything. Trying to clear the guards up high. That's not accurate. That's only going to knock one of the guards out. Only knocks that 1 Canadian guard out up top. He's trying for the double takeout. Only got 1. Bit of a wasted shot there. I don't know if you want to advance your guard if you can. You can clear the house entirely. I don't think that's the play. I don't think that's the play here. Maybe down by 1, that's the play, but not down by 2. They're gonna go on the right side. They're going on the right. Right to left here. Christopher the Tour, Miami, Ohio still unbeaten. Yes, they are. 25-0. I love the attention again. And Wisconsin looking very good. That win against... that's going to be too much on it. Not the most accurate shot there. Too much on that one. For Canada. So will not be in the 4. Does get in front of the Britain Stone, but... not exactly when to place that one. In Miami, Ohio still unbeaten, and then Wisconsin, dominant win against Michigan State. Dominant win. They've been very good as of late. Wisconsin's going to be a scary team in March if they keep playing like this. Britain, heavy power here. Down the left side, knocking one Canadian Stone, knock the second one out too. Canada's still on the button. They only have 1 stone in the house. It's very aggressive on that shot. Clearing some of that danger. Relatively empty house, though. 1 in for each. Fleury's shot here. Going right to left. It's a pretty empty picture right now. We've seen a lot of traffic down there, especially in the 4th and the 5th. The 6th, not so much. Only 3 stones in play, 2 in the house. They don't want to advance the British stone. They will not advance if it's going to get on the center line. Stops right before hitting the Britain stone on the 4. Stops at the 8. You can go right to left here. They're going to go center instead, try to take that Canadian guard out. And they're going to be able to do so. So there are no guards in play. College basketball games are calling today? What am I calling today? I don't think we're doing any college basketball today. We're just going to do the Olympics. Well, the do was okay? Of course it was. I appreciate you a ton, Christopher. Are you kidding me? Of course, every donation, I really appreciate it, man. It's more than okay. I appreciate you a ton on that. You're awesome, man. I appreciate you a ton for donating. It means a lot to me, man. So no guards in play. This could be very open for Britain here. Be very open for them. Canada's going to try and get a guard out in front. Try to replace their guard right to left that they lost earlier. Can it get to the center line? It will be able to. Right on the center line, actually. Now, Canada's got the closest stone. The only danger with this is that Britain could just keep taking out these Canadian guards with the hammer. And keep taking them out. And then the final shot go around and get 2. I think that's the plan. They're going to go down the middle, just try to take this Canadian guard out. It's going to do just that. And that's going to be the plan. Canada keep seeing those high guards in front. All Britain's do is just knock him out and then tuck it underneath right to left with a good shot and get 2. So Canada's not going to do that here. On their penultimate shot of the end, they're just going to go down the right side. Try to prevent Britain from hitting that right to left on their final shot. So set up an advance here. Oh no, it's curling toward the center. Now it's going to be in the exact same spot. I gotta be honest, I'm not sure what the strategy is for Canadians necessarily. It's the 3rd straight time they tried this shot. Same exact spot. That right to left path is open for Britain to take this out. If it stops on a dime, they can get 2. Canada right now would have the steal, but obviously Britain's got the hammer. They have 2 shots. Canada's only got 1 left. Hey, keep going with that high line. I mean, it's not in a path of danger that you can't go right to left and nudge this one out at all. You can nudge this out. Ideally, you nudge this out. Goes to the 12, and then yours stops right between the 4 and the 8. And you get 2. Give the hammer back to Canada up 6-2 with 4 to go. And you've got 2 chances at this shot. Morrison's going to go here. Down the right side. You have 2 chances to get that 1 on the back out. Yep, it'll curl, get around that Canadian high guard. That's actually really bad. Not only does it not advance, unless you're just trying to get that one out so then you go left to right, but Canada can just set a guard up on the left side. You advance Canada stone. You still would only get 1, but you did advance that stone. Not the best shot by the Brits. I would think if you're Canada here, I would think the plan if you're Canada. So I guess there is a path left to right. There is a path left to right. There is an opening right around here. Right around here after that shot. I guess the one saving grace, there is an opening right around here. So I'm Canada. I'm going to try to set my stone up as a blocker. I'm going to try to set it up right around here. That just even started out. That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's set up left to right. I wouldn't try to aim for the button. I would just aim as a blocker. Try to get it right around here. So you can get the stolen end. Or you get the hammer back. That's going a lot toward the center. They're just going to tuck it underneath. That's an aggressive shot. I don't know. Oh no, it's not really in any danger for Britain. They can still go left to right. It's not out of line. There's still an opening right around here where Britain can tuck this one underneath. You can even go right to left, I believe. Yeah, if you go right to left, you only get 1. I think this stone is going to be a bit too much. That one on the right side is going to be a bit too much to get everything you need. But you can go left to right. You can get it around. If you have the shallow guard, maybe not so much, but you can bounce it off that back stone here and take a deflection off the Canadian stone that's in the 4. Oh, they're going to go right. They're going to try it on the right side. Oh, man. I thought it was going to be left to right. They're going right to left. They're going to try it off the right side. They're going to try this one off the right side. They will try this off the right side. Gets underneath the guard. Can it split everything? Hit their own stone. Okay, they get on the center. Okay, that's not what I thought they were going to do. They're going to get off the center, get a point. They advance it to the button. But Canada gets the hammer back. Yes, they'll sacrifice a point for... Sacrifice the hammer to get 1. Not crazy about that strategy. I get it. I get it for the Brits. Take the point, give the hammer back. 4 to go, but... Ideally, you want more than 1 with the hammer. I think Lama can win the first round. Yeah, I don't see why not. Maybe we've seen worse teams than them win. I know their strength of schedule is not that good, but they're taking care of some good teams in the MAC. So I think it's the first round. Sweet 16, why not? I mean, St. Peter's made the Elite Eight. St. Peter's made the Elite Eight. Florida Gulf Coast with the Sweet 16. I don't see why Miami can't do it. Depending on Giannis in Milwaukee, I think it makes sense for now, seeing as your value at the deadline is not going to be great versus the offseason. You have more time to think. I think he will be gone in the offseason. That's my guess. Skill Sprint's fine taking a point, giving up the hammer. With 4 to go, up by 3. Maybe they don't do that in the second end, but 6th end with a 2, Stone lead gets a 3. 4 to play. Bit on the safer side. Burton's going to go deep on their first shot. Gets between the 4 and the 8. Right on the center line. Where is Bama ranked? Right now? They're starting to win some games lately. They're starting to play a little bit better. Now with no Bediako, I think voters are going to look favorably on them. I think Bama goes in the top 25. They're unranked right now. I think they go in the top 25. I guess 22. Only way Giannis is gone is if Bucks get no one pick. Yep. Which, you know, no one's silver. I might pull some strings. Canada sets a guard on the top right side on their first shot. And Canada with the hammer. Running out of ends. You gotta get at least 2. Basically, the plan for Canada, you gotta get 2 this end. Hold Britain to 1 the next 2 ends. A blanket on 1, and then get 2 on the 10th. Then give it the hammer in the 11th. So they are running out of time. Barring a complete catastrophe. Britain gets its center line on the 12. Canada's going to need some help here. I'll put it that way. We know that they can do it. First match against Denmark. They got 4 in the 5th, 3 in the 7th. Against the USA, they got 3 in the 9th with their backs against the wall. They have had 3 ends of 3+ stones. If ever there's a time to get it. Cannot go to 1 and 2. Did I post on YouTube to keep updated on when I'm streaming? I used to. I'm going to do that again. It's kind of again going on the right side. Yeah, just with the Olympics, everything is so off. So I do that, but with the Olympics, the schedule, it fluctuates like crazy. So I'll post to the community tab when I'm going to be live again. Basically, I'm live all the time. But in the community tab is where I'm really gonna post everything with that. Having to go to bed soon for work, it's like 4 in the morning. Wolves move to the east, they need to move to the east. There's no one close geographically in the west. It makes so much sense to move to the east. Get with Chicago, Milwaukee. Makes so much sense. Brandon nudges it off the Canadian stone on the right side, takes that one somewhat out of play, and Brady gets another stone in the house. Yeah, the Wolves, any other team moving to the east would be nonsensical on Silver's part. They go to 32. Any other team in the east is nonsensical. Because right now, the closest team to Minnesota in their own conference is Oklahoma City. Makes no sense with anyone else. You get the rivalry with Indiana, Chicago, Detroit, Milwaukee, versus right now. I mean, it's a mess right now. And obviously, games will be a lot earlier for you guys in the Central Time Zone, a lot earlier, and playoff runs a lot easier. So West has been the dominant conference for the last 20 years. Canada going heavy down the center. Try and knock that British stone off. Can they knock it? No, they can't knock the second one. Oh, another missed chance there for the Canadians. They had a good chance with the line taken and knock this to this. unable to do it. They do knock one stone out of play, but not the second stone. Bring the Supersonics. Yep, Seattle and Vegas. It's going to be those two. Going to be those two. Oh, missed opportunity there for Canada. Story of their match so far. Now Britain down the middle on their fourth. On the center line. We'll go off the Canadian stone on the right side. Advances one of their stones from the 12 into the, or at least touching the 8. But Canada's got none in the house. And not the worst spot to be in right now if you're Britain. By any means, just keep Canada out of the house. Not the worst spot at all. Keep him out of the house. If you hold him to 1, that's fine. Get the hammer back. When they bring him back, 2030. 2030 is my guess for Seattle and Vegas. Canada's fourth. They'll go down the center line. It's drifting toward the left side. My guess you're going to try to knock that stone out. Maybe hit the stone to knock into the 1, touching the 8-12. Now they're going to try and split the 2. They're going to try to split the 2, nudge it, and it's still further away. Okay, still a little bit further away. While match shoots at NBA and WNBA. Also, Vegas is a huge destination city. They've been pushing Vegas for a while. Trivia question? Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Christopher. I love a good trivia question. Are you kidding me? I love a good trivia question. Pretty much anything goes in the chat. By all means, fire away. Love a good trivia question. Britain going heavy down the left side. Just trying to knock that Canadian stone out, and they'll do just that. And keep it in the house, too. That's so well done. And they keep it in the house. Britain's got 4 in the house right now, basically daring Canada to take the end. Give them the stone, the hammer back. I think for Canada, your only play here, I would think, your play here, there's no guards in front. This is going to be a very open one. But if you go center, it's going to be tough because you have this British stone up there. It could be tough to take that out in direct line. I think the plan here is to go like that. Only team ever to give it a tie? Well, that's easy. It's the Jaguars. Man, I know my team. It's the Jaguars. Now, if you count preseason, we had a tie against the Saints this past season, but it's the Jaguars. We almost had the Jets in 2017. It came down to the final minute of OT, but if we count preseason, we tied the Saints, but we're the only team to never have a tie. Yeah, they'll go on the center. Will it hit off the back stone? It will by a hair. It's not entirely on the button, but it does get on the 4. Yeah, that's easy. If you're going to ask a question, like a hard question, like the answer is my team, I'm going to know it. The answer is the Jaguars. I'm going to know it pretty easily. If I was not a Jaguars fan, that'd be a really tough question. But because I'm a Jaguars fan, I've watched just about every game. Not too bad. Bring it on the right side here. Going right to left. And Canada's got one in the house right now. Top 10 quarterbacks of all time. Brady and then Mahomes. Oh, that's insane. Mahomes is not second best of all time. And Brady's going to get another one in the house on the center. It's a lot of traffic down there. Problem is if there's no guards, so Canada can go down the right side, right to left. Favorite non-Jags player of all time? Oh, man. Before my time, but Earl Campbell was really good. I do love watching Earl Campbell play. I do love J.J. Watt. I hate it because he played for the Texans, but J.J. Watt was incredible. I love watching him play. You kind of go right to left, get this inside the button, and get the 2 closest ones. Surprised Brandon put a blocker on the right side. Yeah, this is going to be good for Canada. This is going to be really good for Canada. Yeah, that's going to get on the button. That's really good for the Canadians. Not sure what the strategy was for Britain there, because Canada's got a good chance for multiple here. I would have just tried if I'm Britain, take Canada's out of the house. So 5-star rule doesn't apply anymore because there's only 3 left. And now there's 2 left. Just try and take it out of the house and hold them to 1. Force on a blank the end. Which quarterback won a Pro Bowl in 2010 but never started a game at quarterback in college? That'd be Matt Castle. Matt Castle in 2010. Not sure if it was Pro Bowl. I know he never started in college because USC Matt Leinart was the... This is curling. What's the AJ Brown going? Patriots. I think New England. Timeout, Great Britain. They're going to talk things over. They're in some trouble here right now. Great Britain's in some trouble. Kind of misplayed that last one. Trying to get some more traffic in the house instead of getting a block right in front. And Matt Castle was behind Matt Leinart in college. So, he never started a game. They got trades to the Chiefs. Helped the Chiefs make the playoffs. With Todd Haley as head coach. I mean, there is a... And how do you play this if you're Britain? I mean, realistically right now, you could just go... There is a whole right to left of... There is a whole right to left that is not bad at all. To knock this stone out. Probably you're not going to knock that back stone out. You go right to left, you're not knocking that back stone out. I mean, you could. But there is left to right as well. There's actually nothing left to right. It'd be tough with that stone on the 8, but you can go left to right. I think right to left is the easier shot. Right to left is the easier shot. Left to right, you have a better chance of knocking both out. I mean, if you allow 2, it's not bad. Obviously not ideal, but if you have the hammer going into the 8th, 5-4, you can just play for some blanks. It's not the worst spot to be in. I think they botched on that last shot. I would just try to get the guard out. Britain's going to go right down the middle here. Really heavy. Really heavy down the middle. A lot of speed. Just try to cause chaos in the house. See what the heck happens. Well, that did nothing. That did absolutely nothing. That actually did not anything good for Britain. I announced the truck finish earlier. I said Patriots. Wheels, I said Patriots. I won some 50 in the Gardner Web. I don't know about 50, but I think they win by a lot. Just can't look ahead to Winthrop. That's the big one. Can't look ahead to Asheville on ESPNU. Like, we're not going to outscore them 27-0 to start like last time or whatever that was. Yeah, play's open for Canada now. The play is wide open for Canada. They're going to go right to left. Canada's a chance at a big end here. Britain mishit that shot off the timeout. Didn't hit any Canadian stones, and Canada's going to get this one on the button. Brian Urlacher, he was so good to watch. Canada's got 3 inside the 4. And now you're in some trouble if you're Britain. Now you're in some serious trouble if you're Britain. Yeah, you're a big linebacker. That's what a linebacker school makes sense. Did not know that. Did not know that, but that makes sense. Canada's got 3 inside the 4. It's a risky shot. But do you go max chaos? There's no guards down in front. You got your stone on the 12. Do you just go straight line, hit your stone that's bordering the 12? It's not actually entirely on the 12. Again, it is a risky play. Coach Ryan in the NFL? No chance. No, his style will not work in the NFL. He already said that. Vernon Davis is advising U.S. Colonel's efforts? I did not. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I just go heavy, try knock that stone, and just cause max chaos. You might be able to get a knockout that way. They're not going to do that. They're going right to left. Heavy on this one, but right to left. And I don't know if that's going to be good. It's on the button. It only takes 1 Canadian stone out. Right, yeah, with Leonard, they might be good again. I would have gone with the heavy line. I think there's a really good chance to get 3 here for Canada. You go left to right. If you go left to right here, you can knock your stone, take the Britain stone out, get the Britain stone onto the 8, while keeping your stone on the button and having the stone that you're throwing be on the 4. Canada should tie this up. There's no reason Canada should not tie this up right here. There's no reason. This is not a hard shot. There are no guards to worry about on the left side. There are no guards to worry about. You go left to right. Knock this... Wait, where is it? Knock this stone right here into the brimstone on the button. You got 3. And we're all tied up going into the 8th. This should not be hard. For a team of Canada's quality, this should not be hard. Oh, they're gonna... Oh, no. No. Oh, my God. They whiff. They go right down the middle. I thought they were going to go left to right. They go right down the middle. They get a point, lose the hammer. Oh, my goodness. What is Canada doing this final shot? They whiffed on the 4th, on the final one. Whiffed on the 5th. Canada gets 1. Lose the hammer. This should be tied up. This should be all tied up right now. They go left to right. I don't know why they went right down the middle. Oh, they're not going to trade Pickens, I don't think. I don't think they're going to trade Pickens. I think it's just leverage to get into a long-term contract. Oh, I don't know what Canada's doing. These final shots are not clinical at all by the Canadians. Like, at all. And Britain in cruise control right now, up by 2 with the hammer and 3 to go. We should have been tied up. Going left to right. I don't know why they went right down the middle. The strategy was off. The strategy was all off. China up 5-4 on Italy. Japan up 5-4 on Switzerland in the 8th end. So some good curling happening. Close curling, I should say. Man. Yeah, go for it, Christopher. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. And Britain's got the hammer here. In a really good spot to get their first win. Britain gets 1 of the 6, Canada won the 7th, and we're right back where we were. But with fewer ends. So Canada's first. Right on the center line in front. Canada has to find a way to get the hammer back. 1's not enough. It's that simple. 1's not enough. Britain gets into the house. Canada has no stolen ends this tournament. I don't know how you do this. Down 5-3, you know, of the hammer. If you told a Canadian fan going in, you'd lose to the U.S. for the first time, lose to Britain. Like, Carly got to play in gym class when I was in middle school and high school. Hosted 0-1 national curling championships. No way. That's awesome. Yeah, Carly's fun sport to watch. Fun sport to watch. Canada up high. Left-facing logo. All right, let me think about this one. Left-facing logo. Left-facing. Patriot, no. Bill, no. Dolphin, no. Jet, no. Cole, obviously not. Texan, Titan, Jaguar, no. Ravens are right. No, no, no. Broncos are right. Chiefs, right. Raiders, Chargers are right. Giants. I think it'd be the Eagles. Wait, hang on. Let me not lock it in. Not lock it in yet. Cowboys, Bears, no. Panthers, no. Saints. I think it's the Eagles. Yeah, we can all agree on that one, Dexy. Yep. We can all agree on that one. Oh man. I think it's Philly. Yeah, I'm gonna go Philly. I think it's Philly. My first gut was Philly. I'm going Philly. Philadelphia Eagles, final answer. Going left to right here. Tucking underneath the British guards way too much. That's going to be a wasted shot. That's going to go on a play. Throwaway by Canada. It still technically is in play. Quagga figure save, that was... I think the ice was off. I mean, 20 final skaters and 18 of them fell at one point. Something's up with the ice. Canada just throws that shot away. It's touching the 12 on the back line, but not a great shot. So the last thing you can afford to do is waste stones like that. The Beagles, there we go. Brady going heavy down the middle. Trying to clear that Canadian guard out of the picture, and... well, didn't do it. In fact, just got their guard out in front instead. Advanced Canada's stone, took their stone out of the house. And Canada's now closest in the house after all that. So not a good shot by either side on that. Both teams kind of throwing away stones. TV or not? I'm not sure if it's on TV. I would assume it's not. I would assume just on Peacock. Maybe USA Network, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm watching on Peacock. Canada going left to right. Just trying to get that one on the button. And that's a much more accurate shot. I'll get it inside the 4. Canada's got 3 in the house right now. Burning going to go right down the middle. Now curling toward the left, but a lot of power on this one. No sweeping on this one. Just going to let it rip. Hits the Canadian guard up high. That's a wasted shot. It's back-to-back stones. Britain's thrown away. Take the high guard out of play, but it's not ideal. I guess it does leave potentially the possibility that you could get this stone to hit off the back like that, depending on how Canada plays this. But something you want to do, hitting the high guard like that. I'm not sure that was the design on that. Canada going down the left side, left to right. I'll get across the hog line. We'll just re-put their guard at the center. The center line instead. Canada right now would have the 2 closest stones. And Britain's got the hammer. They took the high guard out last time. Going with a lot of power down the middle here this time again. Same exact strategy. This one's by design. Take the high guard out. And that one was by design. I can safely say that one's by design. Frees up the play a little bit. Peacock, yes, this is on Peacock. Yep. Yep, this one is on Peacock. That's how I'm watching it right now. Canada shot. Not going to set the high guard up. Going left to right. This is going to get well across the hog line and try to get into the house. It's not getting entirely in the house, but will stop in front. Bit more shallow. Actually, a lot more shallow than the last one. But that's the strategy they're trying to do. ML team, who decides on the coordinators are for the OC and DC? Who decides? Head coach. Head coach decides that. The GM picks the head coach picks his staff. Britain going heavy down the middle. Gonna try and knock that Canadian shallow guard out of the play. And will. It does free up some space, too, on the right side. So it is able to nudge this K1 on the 8, move it over to the left. So no guards in play. It does open up a right-to-left shot, potentially, for Britain. And Britain, you're fine getting 1. This is one of those where you're running out of ends. You're fine getting 1. Even though you have the hammer, you want more. You're fine getting 1. Giving it back up by 3 with 2 to go. Canada's going to go left to right here. And they'll play for the high guard this time. Not the shallow guard, going for the high guard. Just like they had on their two of their previous 3 shots. But the strategy there, I'm not crazy about that strategy there. Because the entire right to left is wide open. There's nothing. The right side's unprotected. Right side is completely unprotected. There is nothing stopping Britain from going with a shot like this. Nothing like that. Jones and Ocean, Christian Parker's DC. I mean, to some extent, yeah. I mean, they'll consult the GM and whatnot, but it's the coach's decision. But every organization works differently. Yeah, this entire right side's unprotected. There's nothing stopping Britain from going right to left. Most all-time wins, 810. I'm going to guess the Packers, because they've been around for a pretty long time. Packers. Will Rodgers retire? No. I think with McCarthy coming back, he'll do one more season. McCarthy in Pittsburgh, I think one more season. I'm going to guess the Packers have the most all-time wins at 810. They've been pretty consistent for a long period of time. So them are the Bears, so I'm going the Packers. Yeah, Britain going right to left. Yeah, there's nothing stopping them. Wasn't crazy about that shot by Canada. Instead of going on the left side, they already have 2 Canadian stones on the left. First to throw for 300 more yards in the first 2 starts. Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know about that. I have no idea. I'm going to guess someone in the AFL. I'm going to guess Namath. And that's right on the button. And that's right on the button for Britain. I'm probably dead wrong on that. I'm going to guess Namath, though. Would that count as NFL? I don't know. Probably dead wrong. Kevin Kolb! I would not have gotten that. You could have given me, gun to my head, 1,000 chances I would not have guessed Kevin Kolb. 1,000 chances I would never have guessed the Houston quarterback. University of Houston quarterback. How's someone win this? In curling? How's someone win curling? Closest to the pin. And you do 10 ends of this. So like 10 innings. Goals have more stones closer than your opponent's closest stone. Canada's final shot. And Britain, that shot that's on the button is wedged between the 2 Canadian stones. So it's going to be tough to knock that one out. I'm not sure it's possible to knock that one out. I'm not even sure a knockout's possible here on that one. It's kind of misplayed that completely. And this one is going to nudge off. That's an inaccurate shot by Canada. And Britain's got a chance for 2. Another blown final shot for the Canadians. So it nudged off the Britain stone on the 12. It nudged off that one. Now instead of taking it out, Britain has a chance at 2. They got the point regardless. I don't know how aggressive they want to be. They have the point. They're just going to be like, we're up 6-3 going into the 9th. They can get a second here, though. There is no real resistance. So it didn't nudge that British stone. It was on the center line. Didn't nudge it a little bit to the left. So there's no resistance. You can go down the center. I go right to left a little bit because that Canadian guard is up there. But you can go right to left. Should be a routine shot. To get on the button, make it 7-3 going into the 9th. It should be 7-3 going into the 9th. And barring anything crazy, it will be. It will most definitely be 7-3 going into the 9th. Canada blow it. That's the 4th time the last 5 ends they've just had a howler on their last shot. Just thrown it away. And Britain up by 4 with 2 to go. Canada gets the hammer back. Backs completely against the wall. In danger of dropping to 1-2, and Britain on the verge of winning their first in the tournament. Canada looks atrocious. These final shots are just thrown away. They're throwing away these final shots. I'm not crazy with the strategy either. The strategy is not good on this either. Packers don't have a first-round pick? Micah Parsons trade. Do I like Arizona or Texas Tech? I like Arizona. But they're both really good teams. I like Arizona. Yeah, they don't have a first-round pick, so they traded to the Cowboys for Micah Parsons. So that's why. Boldest take for a team next season. The Jets will win a game. Nah, boldest take. All right. Titans finish ahead of the Colts. Titans will finish ahead of the Colts. That's a boldest take. Britain's first shot up by 4. They had scored 7 the first 2 matches combined. 7 in this one. And that one gets to the center line on the 8. Other news, China up 5-4 after 8. Japan up 5-4 after 8. Canada's first shot. Got to either steal an end in the 10th, or you have to find some way to get 4. Which, with how inaccurate they've been, good luck with that. I wonder for Jets picks in 2026 over under 6.5. It was 6.5. The fact that it's that low is an indictment of how bad the Jets are. I'm going 6.5. How's it going, Big? I appreciate you tuning in. Brendan going down the left side here. Left, right. Just try to get as many in the house as possible. And that's the strategy of Brendan. Get as many in the house as possible. Don't worry about playing defense. Just get as many in the house as possible. Get on the button. And force Canada to get 1 or 2 and get the hammer back. Man, that's the perfect plan for Brendan. Don't even try to set anything up. Just get as many in the house as possible. Force Canada to clear their lines. Just get as close to center as possible. Yeah, we'll see on that one, Christopher. Yep. I mean, Britain's strategy, just accurate shots. Titans are second south. I don't know about that. I don't know about second. I want to see what they do in the offseason, but... Cowboys thinking playoffs, Super Bowl playoffs this season. Playoffs, I think they'll make it this year. I think they're going to win the East. Super Bowl, I have no idea. Haven't gone over the hump in a long time. Over under 1. Get Brandon Ido sprout the play, get as many in the house, force Canada to take whatever they can get, and give you the hammer back in the 10th. Not thinking of anything else here. Brendan playing him right down the middle. Now it's scrolling a bit toward the right side. And just try to get all of them in the house if you can. Will it nudge off the Canadian? It will. Oh, that's well done. Nudges off the Canadian, takes that one a bit out of play off the Canadian stone, and gets it right outside the 4. Right, the defense can carry them forever. No, it cannot. But it's more, do the Titans improve by that many wins? I don't know about that many wins. Canada's not a good start right now. Britain's got 3 in the house on their first 3 throws. Canada will finally get one in the house, but that's drifting right. That's a whiff. That's a missed shot. That's drifting right. Doesn't hit a British stone. Britain would still get 3 on this. I mean, ideally you want to hit this British stone off and nudge it inside, but Britain's got 1 on the button, 3 inside the 8. There's not much you can do down by 4. There really is not much you can do, but Britain is playing this very well so far. And Britain not going to get this one in the house. They're just going to knock one of the Canadian stones out of play. Just knock that high one out. Not taking any chances there. Grossi, yes, I watched. Yes, I watched Grossi scripted. Yep. No, so the Jags moving that much year one. That's fair. The Jags had talent. To be fair, they had talent. They. If you look at the losses the Jags had in 2024, 10 of the 13 losses were one-score games. Canada will get this one in the house, knock out one of the British Stones. It's on that top right side. The Titans was not really that. The Titans, they look lifeless at times. I mean, Brexit takes a discount? No. No. No, it does not. Now, it means lobbying. It does not mean taking a discount. Yeah, Grossi scripted's good. Only two quarterbacks have 400 their first start. Ooh. Cam Newton's one of them. Cam Newton, I know, against the Cardinals, did it. Britain knocking both Canadian Stones out of the house. Good shot there. Don't take any chances. Just knock them all out if possible. Reduce the number of chances you get. Yeah, I know Cam's one of them. Who's the other one? Is it Herbert? I'm going to go Herbert against the Chiefs. Or they could fix that. They could. I'm going to guess Newton. I'm pretty confident on Cam Newton. Mike White. Oh, I never would have gotten that. Against the Bengals on Halloween. Yes, against the Bengals on Halloween. Would not have gotten that. How many did Herbert have against the Chiefs? Down the right side. How many did Herbert have against the Chiefs? Okay, now I need to look this up. Because I know he played well in that one. Herbert had... Let's see. 311. Yeah, 311. Going heavy down the right side. Not the best shot by Brenner. A rare whiff for them. They don't take out that stone on the right side. They take out one of the guards that was sort of out of play. But they don't take out the one that was actually in the house. And you're still in a good spot up by 4. Still in a very good spot up by 4. There's no guards. It is wide open. No, he gave me a chance. He gave me a chance. I got it wrong. I said the answers already. Christopher. There's a good chance for Canada to get 2 here. The problem is that 2 is not going to be enough. You give the hammer back, you're not going to steal it in and get 2. You have to steal a second end on top of that. Kind of going left to right. Trying to get that one in the house. It grazes the 12. Like, the problem is if there's it's wide open for Canada to get 2. Like, that's not the issue. It's wide open to get 2. 2 is not even close to enough. Down by 4. Italy's up 7-5 meanwhile on China. Japan's up 6-4 on Switzerland. I mean, this is not good for Canada. I don't see how you get more than 2. You need to get 2. You need to get 3, I should say. And then steal it in for the first time all tournament. And Britain tucks this one inside the button. This one could be over. There's no guards. I'm just stuck in this inside the button. You'd still have the closer one. Even if it gets off the button. They're going to go heavy. I'm curling why? Man, I don't think I'm curling Arizona. I would love to play. They're going to go heavy down the right side. Knock the Canadian one out of the house. They do just that. That Canadian one is out of the house. And that means with 2 stones left for the Canadians, 1 touch in the house, Canada cannot tie the game going into the 10th. There is nothing Canada can do to tie going into the 10th, which means they would have to steal an end. Either blank this end somehow, which I don't think is possible. So you have 3 stones for Britain all spread out. You can't take them both out in 2 shots. Britain should have this in the bag. It's a perfect shot by the Brits. They should have this one in the bag. There's nothing Canada can do to tie or take the lead going into the 10th. And they give up the hammer. And there's nothing they can do to get a blank end. There's nothing at all they can do to get a blank. Just a disastrous game for Canada. It's been a disastrous tournament so far for the number 2 ranked team. Coming against number 22. Pretty much this one's over, barring a miracle, yeah. It kind of gets closer. They're on the 4, but again, it's not the issue. They're more... Canada, Britain's more than fine sacrificing 2. They're more than fine giving up 2. Getting the hammer, they're more than fine with that. But again, there's no guards, too. I mean, Britain wants, with this stone, they can easily take this out. You know, that's a high ground, yep. They can easily take this one out. There's no guards at all. You can easily, if I show you here, easily take... Oh, that's too big. You can easily take this stone out like that. Take it out. And hold Canada to 1. And that's it. At that point, they might just forfeit. At that point, Canada could just forfeit. Yeah, that's the plan. Heavy down the left side. Accurate shot should do it. Yeah, go for it, Christopher. Yep. I might not be good at it, though. Accurate shot down the left should do it. Oh, that's going to do it. That is definitely going to do it. You still have the 3 spread out if you're Britain. And Canada does not have that one in the house anymore. And that's going to be it. Go right, so for this, I'm going to work on that video. Yeah, no, I'm going to work on that vid. And that's going to do it. Canada, your only chance for Canada. You can't blank it. The only chance, you hit the stone at the top. Try and knock the British stone out. And hope that it gets closer. You get 2 in the house. Curling right to left will do you no good. You take 1, but what good does 1 do? So you're down 3 without the hammer. They're going to go left. I don't get this strategy. They're going left to right. They're going to go soft left to right. You got to go off that top stone. You're going to go left to right. If you get 1, so what? Britain gets it back with the hammer up by 3. Okay, they go left to right. They get closer. Mazel tov. All right. Okay, Israel, the U.S. would do bad, yep. Okay, wow. You get 1. Okay, good job. I don't know what that strategy was. I couldn't tell you what that plan was for Canada. I don't know what they're doing. Britain gets the hammer up by 3. Canada's not stolen it. You had to go off that top stone and just hope for the best. You're not stealing 3 this end. Like, you have to go off this top stone, hope it knocks off this, and then just hope for the best. Desperate time is called for desperate measures. You can't do that. Britain, I mean, they've got this locked up. Britain's got this completely locked up. On-time decisions, not great. Not great. Yeah, Canada's, they've not been clinical their final shot. So with 5 of the last 6 ends, I've criticized their last shot. For good reason. This is bad. It would take the miracle of all miracles. Quiet, quit. Take the miracle of all miracles. For Canada to steal their first set of the tournament and get 3 somehow. Or even 4 because they have to do it again on the 11th. I was debating which match to do, and I'm like, well, let's do the Canada match. But I think Canada might win this one pretty easily. Nope. Deficit for curling. Britain going down the right side here. They're just going to throw this stone out of play. Britain's not taking any chances. They don't want any ricochets, any deflections. Britain just throws their stone out of play. Although it gets to the 5 rock rule. Britain just going to throw stuff out of play. No team has started the tournament as a blank seed in 1. Well, definitely not a 1. Not an 8. I think 7. I don't think a 7 seed is 1. 8 1, because that was Nova. That was Villanova. You went to the place where Vancouver where they have the Olympics. It's a gym now, museum now. Oh, that's awesome. I gotta go back to Vancouver. I loved going there in 2008. Britain will throw their second stone away. So Britain just throwing their first 2 stones away. They don't want to take any chances. Up by 3. And with Canada having nothing in the house. So they have nothing in the house. They don't want to take any chance for potential ricochet or anything like that. Britain just playing the smart with the hammer. Canada going down the left side here. We'll curl this one left to right. Canada going to get this one in the house. And it will get right on the button. That was it for curling? Yes, we can. Yes. Yes, we can. All right. Britain's third shot. Going heavy down the middle. They threw away their first 2 stones. This one just right down the middle. Knock out that high guard for Canada. Take it out of play. Oh, UConn was a set. Yes, they were. Yes. Yes, they were. Forgot they were a 7 that year. Right, every 1 seed made the Final Four last year. And then, yeah, Nova was an 8 in 85. And I knew it was an 8. It's between 5 and 7 on that. And this one should be over barring anything crazy. Canada's got one in the house. That's the only one in the house right now. Around the button. Canada will curl this one inside. Get this one inside the 4. Touching the 4, I should say. All good, Detroit. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you on this late night curling action. And again, for Britain, you would think the strategy here is to knock that high guard out for Canada. Yep, knock the high guard out. Take it completely out of play. And they'll do just that. No guards anymore. Obviously, Canada cannot really step any more guards with only 4 stones left down by 3. So good strategy there by the Brits. First 2 shots, throw it away, don't take any chances. Next 2 shots, take out the guards. And all Britain has to do here is just to knock everything out. You think Canada going to try to spread the play out? I think the strategy is spread the play out, go left, right, and all that. They'll go down the left side. They're going to set up a guard. They're going to try and set up a guard to protect the 2 stones they have. But again, I'm not sure this is the right move. Because you're down by 3. So you don't have too many stones to waste. Down by 2, okay, I get it. Down by 2, I would understand this, but not down by 3. Because we're going to just keep taking out these stones. Take out that guard. Again, just take out that guard if you're Britain. Take it out. Do it again. If Canada gets 2, so what? Canada gets 2, what's the big deal? So you win 7-6. Now they're going to take that one out. Easy enough. That was a wasted shot there by Canada then. I'm just trying to spread out the play. Maybe not set up a guard, but get another stone, set like a mini triangle up, so take a lot of ricocheting. Maybe keep 2 in the house as a result. Shot here by Canada. And for this, only have 2 stones left, down by 3. And what has been a sloppy game for the Canadians. They're going to step another guard. We're going to just take this one out. They're banking on Britain to hit an accurate shot. They're banking on the Brits to do something inaccurate. All you got to do is just take this one out. Just take this one out if you're Britain. Yep, they'll go right down the middle. I mean, this is like batting practice at this point. Go right down the middle. Take that guard out. Easy peasy. Canada has 2 stones left. Yep, a stone story from stealing victory. Yep. I mean, if I'm Canada, I would have tried to get my stone if I was Canada. I would not set the guard up top because you could just easily take it out down the middle. I'd try to get like right around here, some like a mini triangle. Maybe get a good ricochet. But if it's only, only have to hit 1 stone on a straight line at this level, I'm going to do that every time. This is so sloppy by Canada. Are they going to do it again? Are they seriously doing this again? Oh my god, they're doing it again. This is like, it's insanity. Just watching the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. I don't know what they think is going to happen. I don't know what they think will happen. At least try and get it in the house and set up just a giant ricochet opportunity to keep some of the stones there. And again, there's not much you can do when you don't have the hammer. Down by 3. I mean, this is asking a lot, but is this really the best strategy? Oh, man. Britain. Penultimate throw. They'll go heavy right down the middle. Okay, no surprises. Heavy down the middle, and that is going to just raise that stone. It's not the best throw. It does take it out of play. McCarthy, Coach Curley, what kind of strategy would he use? Who let the clock run down? Who's hammer? Great Britain's got the hammer. And now Canada has to get this in the house. Obviously, if you don't get in the house, it's over. The most they can get in this is 3. They got to get this in the house. Got to get this in the house, and then Britain's got a free shot. They just have to knock one of them out. Just got to get this in the house to give yourself a chance. Not a great chance, but a chance nonetheless. It's curling left to right. And we'll get inside the house. On the 8. Alright, so all Britain needs to do is hit one of those stones. They're on a straight line. This should not be hard. It should not be hard. There's no guards in front. Because you had a dumb strategy with that. You just have to hit that one of these stones on a center line, and that will do it. Because then you get a direct line, you get the stone that's on the buddy, and you're able to knock that one out. Canada will get their first stolen end of this. They get their first stolen end, but at what cost? Today we'll do a video today, and then we'll be live later for USA Denmark men's hockey, and then I think Duke wins. I think Arizona wins. So we won't be live for those games. And just straight line. Just got to knock it out. And Great Britain gets their first win. Canada gets 2. They get a stolen end, but it doesn't matter. 7-6 your final. The Brits, their first win of the tournament. And Canada, shocking, drops to 1-2. Number 2 ranked women's curling team in the world. They dropped to 1-2. Great Britain with the upset. Was he improving after the All-Star game? Improving? mean, I think Flag's going to go to another dimension at this point. And he's off to a good start on the G, yep. All right. 7-6 your final. Great Britain with the upset win. On that note, I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to get a dumb decisions video, or try to at least. Be live for USA Denmark at 3 o'clock tomorrow Eastern time. Take care. See you soon. Great Britain, 7.